Yes, everyone, how are we doing? And welcome to the preview for Manchester City versus Inter Milan. Champions League football is back. Tomorrow night, the champions of England come up against the champions of Italy. But look, it's bigger than that. It gets more exciting than that. Of course, this is the revisit of the 2023 Champions League final when City beat Inter Milan. Rodri scored, we won 1-0 and we won the treble. It's happening again. And I'm absolutely buzzing for it. I cannot wait to welcome back them Inter Milan fans to the team that beat them in the Champions League final, give them a good reminder of what happened in that beautiful night in Istanbul. And as much as that will be the main story going into this game, the main headline, the revisit of the 2023 Champions League final, there's a lot that we need to discuss coming into this. Let's start now. And what better place to start than Manchester City's home record in the Champions League? It's absolutely immense. We're very close to it being 6 years unbeaten at home in the Champions League, a record that I'm not sure has been done in English football before, in European football. I don't know what the longest home record is in the Champions League, but 6 years is unbelievable when you think of some of the teams that have came to the Etihad, your PSGs with Mbappe and Messi and Neymar, your Real Madrid's year in, year out, your Bayern Munich's. We have not lost in nearly 6 years at the Etihad Stadium on a Champions League night, and that run will continue. I want it to keep going on and on and on and on. The last Champions League loss that we had at the Etihad was against Lyon. We lost 2-1 on September 19th, 2018, many years ago. And we're playing the Inter game on the 18th. If we beat Inter, or even draw against them, but we're going to beat them, I'm confident of that. We'll beat Inter Milan. We'll go in on the next day with it being exactly 6 years since our last home Champions League loss. It's unbelievable stuff. It's a fortress, mainly on UCL nights. But even in the Premier League in general, we've not lost a league game at the Etihad since, 2022 November against Brentford, if I remember correctly. So look, we're just immense at home. We're unbelievable. A Champions League night, when we want to turn it on, we do it big time. So look, that's one thing that we'll want to keep hold on going into this game. The next part I want to talk about is I want to win this Champions League. Obviously it's an obvious statement. Who doesn't want to win the Champions League? But I really do. We won it the year before last. Last year it was a heartbreaking way we went out on penalties to Real Madrid at the Etihad Stadium. It hurt, man. Quarterfinals, I thought we'd done it. Modric missed that first penalty and I thought, oh my days. Because we deserve to get through. Don't let the rest of the tournament fool you and how Real Madrid went on to win it again. City deserved that Champions League last year. I think we'd have beat Bayern Munich in the semis. We'd have beat Dortmund in the finals. We should have retained the Champions League. We should have won back-to-back. We deserve to go through in that quarter-final stage. So I want revenge. I know it's not Real Madrid yet, but I want revenge again. I want to win it again. Obviously, last time we won it, Gundogan was our captain. Gundogan's back home now. He spent a year away in Spain. He's back. He can retain the Champions League. I want Gundogan to do it in a City shirt. People would probably argue that it's going to be more difficult this year. There's more games, there's a new format. Our main competitors, Real Madrid, have gone on and signed Kylian Mbappe, which obviously strengthens them big time. But my answer to that one would be, we've got Erling Haaland. Haaland's doing stuff that Mbappe has never done. Full stop. Haaland has scored the same amount of goals as Real Madrid have all season in less games. So I'm not too fussed about Mbappe. He's a great player, but he's came to the Etihad before. We've seen Walker lock him off before. Do it again. I'm not asked about Mbappe. We've got Erling Haaland. Erling brought Haaland. I'm not bothered about Mbappe. I'm not bothered about Real Madrid. Look at it last year. Like I said, we deserved to get past Real Madrid. We should have got past them. It was really unlucky. If we put our chances away, we'd have got through them comfortably. And I hope we do that this year. I want to play Real Madrid again this year. I want revenge. All right? And tomorrow is the first step. And look, speaking of that new format, I'm not going to spend the next couple of minutes explaining it to you because I've kind of got a grasp of what it means, but I don't know it comfortably enough to talk about it here. I understand that we're going to play 8 teams, 4 at home, 4 away, all different teams. That's as much as I understand. Okay? So, Inter Milan, we're playing them at the Etihad tomorrow, but we won't play them again unless we face them like quarters, semi-final, whatever. So, that's as much as I understand, which I don't mind. It's interesting. I think I would prefer the old format. Don't fix something that isn't broke. You knew where you stood with the group stages, now a league table. I'm going to be looking at, coming out of the Inter Milan game saying, oh, that's a good 3 points for City, which is bizarre, for a competition of the Champions League or cup competition. I think it's just strange, but we'll see it. They'll try it out this year. Hopefully it works. If it doesn't, well, City have just got to focus on our games, getting the points on the board, like I said. And we'll see how it goes. Now, let's move on to Manchester City and how we're doing, because as you all know, it's pretty comfortable, it's pretty decent in the blue side of Manchester, isn't it? In the Premier League, 4 wins from 4 so far, 12 points, the only team in the league to have done that. The sad that we're going up against Inter Milan in the Serie A. I think the fourth, 8 points from a possible 4, unbeaten. But I don't think it really matters this early in the season. We know what Inter Milan are like. They gave us a tough game in that Champions League final. I know they've got a few players that have changed since then, but I expect a tough game. I think you could definitely make a strong case that Inter Milan will be our toughest test of the season so far. You know, with the teams that will come up against Chelsea, they're a bit hit and miss. They gave us a decent game, but as I said, they're a bit hit and miss. We faced Ipswich, West Ham, again a decent side, but not Inter Milan. Brentford, again a decent side, but not Inter Milan. I think Inter will be our toughest game so far, and a good, not training match, warm-up match, because that is so disrespectful to say about the champions of Italy, the team with the stature of Inter. But obviously Sunday might be in some people's minds, the amount of Champions League games we've got that we can use to get points on the board. Arsenal is what I'm looking at. If we go 1-0 up against Inter, I want to be taking Rodri off. I want to be taking De Bruyne off. I want to be taking Haaland off for Sunday against Arsenal. Do you know what I'm saying? So it'll be a good test for us to see where we're at, the level that we are at now. As far as injury updates coming into this, we're feeling pretty good. It's only Nathan Ake who's out injured for us. Everyone else is sound and ready to play. Pep spoke about Foden coming into this game and how he's desperate to have him back. Obviously, he played a massive part in our season last season. Player of the year. It was his best season in the City shirt. So I'm buzzing to have him back. I think we'll see him start now. He's had a few games out. Picked up illness. I was going to say injury. It wasn't injury. It was illness, wasn't it? So I'm hoping that we see his first start now against Inter Milan. I'm hoping we see Savinho maybe back on the football pitch. He had a good game against Brentford, came off right near the end, a little injury scare, but Pep said it was just cramp. So, look, everyone's good. Everyone's feeling good, feeling ready, feeling fresh to take on Inter. And, crack on with that Champions League campaign, getting another Champions League title into the club's cabinet. It'll be massive. So I think that's everything I want to touch on, spoke about. So let's get into my predicted lineup. It's the first preview of the season. I've realised this. I didn't do one for United, did I? Didn't do one for Chelsea because I was away in London. I didn't do one for Ipswich, West Ham or Brentford. I'm going to start getting on it proper. I'll pick things up. You know what I'm saying? It's the first preview of the season. So, hey, it's for a big game in it. I'm making it for a belt or so. Yeah, predicted lineup. Ederson, of course, in net. Maybe get another assist. I wouldn't mind it. Or a goal. I'm not picky. Assist or a goal. Either would do. I think we'll go with a back four of Kyle Walker. I think he had a little bit of a hit and miss game against Brentford. Obviously, he's not really been starting this season. I think Rico's been starting ahead of him. I'd like to see him start against Inter, pick things up, slowly get more into the rhythm of things, especially with Arsenal coming up, because a man with his defensive ability, his pace, his power, you want someone like him in an Arsenal game, that type of stature of a game. So, yeah, I'd hopefully start him against Inter to get him warmed up and ready. Likewise with Stones, it was his first start of the season against Brentford. I thought, again, a little bit sloppy. I'd start him if he can be fit. Obviously with Stones, we've got to be a little bit more careful. He is prone to getting injured, so if he's fit enough to play, I start him against Inter, get him warm and ready. I start Diaz, obviously he was on the bench against Brentford, came off it. I start him, and then Gavaggio, once again, starting on the bench against Brentford. I start him for Inter. That's our back four. The first man in the midfield three obviously has to be Rodri. I need that man to start tomorrow. Obviously the main reason being he was the guy who scored against Inter in the final. I want to see the reception he'd get, the love he'd get. I'm sure it'd be love anyway off the opposition fans. I want to see him start. He got 45 minutes against Brentford. He looked ready. He looked comfortable. Get him starting tomorrow, Pep. Moving on, I want De Bruyne and Phil Foden. I want to see Foden back in the starting 11. I'd understand if he wanted to put a Kovacic in there or a Gundogan, just to show things up. That is obviously very attacking, the midfield three of Rodri, De Bruyne and Foden. It is very attacking, but look, I don't mind it. You don't have to play them full, all a full 90. Get one or two up, take De Bruyne off after 60, and then you can put on Gundogan or Kovacic to show the game out. You know what I mean? I want to see Foden. He's the main one I want to see back in the starting 11. I want to see him and Rodri both starting tomorrow. Front three of Bernardo Silva on the right-hand side. Obviously, likewise with a few other players. He didn't start against Brentford. I want to see him back in the team. I think against Brentford, we missed a bit of control, and that's exactly what he gives us. He's fantastic on the ball. Start Bernardo on the left-hand side. A man who had a great game against Brentford. Jack Grealish getting back into the swing of things. And then up top, Erling Haaland. To be honest, we've got no other option really up top, do we? We've got no other striker. But he has the opportunity, the potential to reach 100 Manchester City goals tomorrow. 100 goals in the City shirt. I hope he does it. I really do. We've seen it time and time again. Erling Haaland's a man who loves playing in the Champions League. He's got an immense record in there. I think by the time he retires, he will be the all-time leading goal scorer. I think he'll overtake Ronaldo. So, yeah, I hope he starts tomorrow and I hope he gets his 100th City goal. I'll be buzzing for him. Be there, happy to see it. And yeah, that's the starting 11. Obviously, as I said, it's very attacking, but I don't care, man. We've got a great attack. We've got a great squad. We've got players who can play everywhere. If we need to go a bit more defensive, we've seen Bernardo can drop in. Everyone can play anywhere. I'm not bothered. Pep can deal with the tactics. That's the starting 11 I want to play. And yeah, look, that's basically everything I've got for today that I want to say. Let me know your thoughts and everything in the comments. How are you feeling ahead of the game? Tomorrow, match day. The match day vlog will be out. I'll make sure of it. I'm hoping for a better atmosphere than we had against Brentford. It's got to be better than that. We're welcoming the team that we beat in the Champions League final. We need to let them know why we beat them, who we are, the best team in the land and all the world. We've got to turn it up at the Etihad, get it rocking, make it the fortress that it is on a Champions League night. I'm going to leave it there. If you've not already, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and come on, City.